Hello, my name is Jessica Chittister, and I'm graduating in May 2018 with my Educational Specialist degree in Instructional Technology from Kennesaw State University. The following is a presentation of my capstone project entitled Technology in Special Education. The purpose of this project was to provide differentiated instruction for special education students in an inclusive classroom, to help provide accommodations, and to provide progress monitoring. Student needs can differ drastically within the inclusion classroom. Students with learning disabilities often have very different strengths and weaknesses, and it is often difficult to tailor instruction individually for each student. However, there are many programs available for teachers to address learning deficits in students to base instruction on individual student needs. Unfortunately, many teachers are often unaware of these available resources. This capstone focused on professional development for teachers to become aware of possible tools they can use in the classroom to help aid instruction for special education students. Assistive technology can help students be more independent in the classroom. In addition, the digital programs can help more successfully progress monitor by pinpointing specific areas of need for students and using digital tools to better monitor student progress. The capstone proposal was designed to develop a workshop to help teachers use assistive technology and web-based programs that are easily accessible on individual student devices. The project planned to develop a technology workshop to show different programs that teachers can use to monitor progress and to differentiate learning for students with disabilities. This project was designed to take place in a middle school setting. The workshop was open to special education teachers who had a need to learn more about technology-based accommodations and progress monitoring tools. The capstone was initially designed for a school with one-to-one devices for each student. Each student at the school capstone site initially was supposed to have Lenovo Yoga computers. The project initially had 5 components. The first component was an initial survey to determine the resources that would best suit the needs of teachers participating. The survey asked teachers their needs in the inclusive classroom for progress monitoring and accommodations. From there, I plan to develop a technology workshop based on the needs of teachers who participated in the survey. The resources selected for this workshop included progress monitoring tools and digital accommodations to help assist special education students in the classroom. In addition, I plan to design a Canvas page available for resources and instructions on how to use the resources covered in the workshop. After the workshop, I plan for individual teacher assistants to help implement programs. These would consist of coaching sessions to help ensure program implementation went successfully. Finally, I designed a post-survey to measure effectiveness. Throughout this project, I plan to evaluate regularly to ensure project objectives were being met and followed. The project activities were carefully evaluated to measure the overall success of the project. The first activity in the project was an initial survey to understand which programs teachers would be interested in implementing with their special education students. The survey determined which programs to focus upon during the technology workshop. The survey was then to be analyzed to better understand which programs could be used to meet the objectives of helping teachers become more comfortable with technology. The survey was evaluated upon the quantity of surveys received and to measure interest from the teachers. Here is the form I created on Google Forms and administered to the teachers interested in attending the workshop. I first assessed the current use of technology by participants in the classroom. I then evaluated which tools the participants were already familiar with and what areas they would need more assistance with progress monitoring in regards to IEP goals. I then evaluated the tools in which they were familiar with and designed the workshop from here. The second activity was to implement the workshop based on the resources in which teachers showed the most interest. The teachers were given a brief exit survey at the end of the workshop to demonstrate interest in further coaching sessions. During this workshop, I went over available tools and resources to help teachers implement both progress monitoring and accommodations in their classroom. As stated, there was an option for additional coaching sessions at the conclusion of the workshop. If teachers were interested, they could sign up on the Google Doc. After the workshop, I planned to develop a Canvas course in which teachers could use as a resource after the workshop. This course was to provide resources based on the programs discussed. This was planned to serve as a resource after the workshops that teachers could revisit. This activity would be evaluated against the objective of providing teachers with efficient and valuable technologies to help teachers differentiate instruction for students. The activity was evaluated through a brief survey on Google Forms based on the overall effectiveness of the course. The survey was designed to help determine the effectiveness of the course as a resource for teachers. The Capstone was designed to provide special education teachers with a variety of technology-based tools to progress monitor students and to differentiate instruction with IEP goals in mind. Initially, the Capstone project was designed to take place in the middle school setting at Dalton Middle School. The original Capstone Progress was designed to be implemented in this school, which had one-to-one devices and used the learning management system Canvas. However, the school in which the Capstone was implemented did not have one-to-one devices nor access to the Canvas program. The Capstone project took place at Grady High School, which served students in grades 9 through 12. In addition, the school did not have the same resources as was designed for the original Capstone project at Dalton Middle School. As a result, I had to modify aspects of my Capstone project before implementation. For instance, some of the programs I had initially chosen, such as IXL, were not available at my current school without a subscription. Also, some of the resources need to be updated to better meet the needs of high school learners. For instance, many teachers requested resources to help keep students more organized and keeping a better schedule since the high school creates an environment of more independence. These were considerations I had to take into effect for adjusting the presentation to the high school level. In addition, I changed the platform in which I shared my resources. I used the Google Classroom platform as opposed to the Canvas program. The workshop was conducted in October. The workshop was conducted to demonstrate to teachers the tools available. Some of the tools demonstrated were not available, as I stated, without a subscription, so a discussion had to be made with the lead special education teacher to see what funding was available for possible programs if the teacher showed interest and felt that it could be relevant. The website was developed into different sections. So for this project, I used the Google Classroom Foundation, and I organized the website into 3 different parts: accommodation, the Google Docs coaching session in which teachers could sign up, and the progress monitoring section. So if teachers wanted to look at progress monitoring tools, they clicked the progress monitoring topic and a review of the tools available. Same thing with accommodations. They click on the accommodations tool, and it provided the different tools we discussed during the workshop. During the implementation of this Capstone project, there were a few obstacles in regards to the implementation. The Capstone was designed, as stated earlier, with one-to-one capabilities, and every student had a device readily available with them at all times at Dalton Middle School. However, at Grady High School, in which the Capstone was implemented, did not have the same resources. When teachers want to use devices, they must check out a Chromebook cart from the Media Center. As a result, special education teachers had to plan ahead as to when to use devices for the selected programs. In order to use the tools, there was more planning involved in coaching sessions and coordination with lesson planning to ensure proper time was allotted for student use in coaching sessions. In addition, Grady High School did not have the same amount of purchased resources as the previous school. However, after the presentation, the special education lead teacher agreed to purchase the program IXL to help math teachers with progress monitoring based on the interest from math teachers after this program. When collecting and researching resources for educational purposes, it is important to remember that tools and platforms are constantly evolving. In addition, schools change resources and platforms often due to budget constraints and other resources. The Capstone proposal was designed to have a component in which teachers would have access to tools on the learning management system Canvas, which was used at the time. However, during the implementation of the project, Canvas was no longer available. As a result, an alternative platform, Google Drive and Google Classroom, had to be used to share resources to teachers after the workshop. In addition, some of the resources selected only allowed for minimal features without a subscription. As a result, if a tool could benefit student learning, a technology facilitator needs to be prepared to advocate for the tool in budget conversations with administration. If teachers test the tools and feel as if they could provide an improvement for instruction for students, the technology facilitator can help voice the needs to administration. In addition, technology facilitators have a key to success in ensuring that the right tools are selected for teachers based on student and instructional needs. In addition, facilitators need to work carefully with teachers to ensure they feel comfortable with the tools and coach them as necessary to help with implementation be successful in the classroom. As a result, teachers need to be properly trained in resources and an environment in which they feel comfortable. Overall, a successful technology facilitator must work on establishing relationships with teachers in order to gain a better understanding of how to best meet needs in instruction.